Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Every heart sings a song, incomplete, until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. At the touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Only the dead have seen the end of war. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds, so that you may be better able to discover with accuracy the peculiar bent of the genius of each. According to Greek mythology, humans were originally created with 4 arms, 4 legs, and a head with 2 faces. Fearing their power, Zeus split them into 2 separate parts, condemning them to spend their lives in search of their other halves. And when one of them meets the other half, the actual half of himself, whether he be a lover of youth or a lover of another sort, the pair are lost in an amazement of love and friendship and intimacy, and one will not be out of the other's sight, as I may say, even for a moment. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Love is a serious mental disease. The measure of a man is what he does with power. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. Ignorance, the root and stem of every evil. I'm trying to think. Don't confuse me with facts. Those who tell the stories rule society. There is truth in wine and children. Human behavior flows from 3 main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. The madness of love is the greatest of heaven's blessings. Courage is knowing what not to fear. In politics, we presume that everyone who knows how to get votes knows how to administer a city or a state. When we are ill, we do not ask for the handsomest physician or the most eloquent one. There are 3 classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. You should not honor men more than truth. There are 2 things a person should never be angry at: what they can help and what they cannot. When men speak ill of thee, live so as nobody may believe them. The beginning is the most important part of the work. The object of education is to teach us to love what is beautiful. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed, by the masses. A house that has a library in it has a soul. Necessity is the mother of invention. How can you prove whether at this moment we are sleeping and all our thoughts are a dream, or whether we are awake and talking to one another in the waking state? The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Bodily exercise, when compulsory, does no harm to the body, but knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. Love is simply the name for the desire and pursuit of the whole. Death is not the worst that can happen to men. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. No man should bring children into the world who is unwilling to persevere to the end in their nature and education. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Character is simply habit long continued. Musical innovation is full of danger to the state, for when modes of music change, the fundamental laws of the state always change with them. Excellence is not a gift, but a skill that takes practice. We do not act rightly because we are excellent. In fact, we achieve excellence by acting rightly. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. I thought to myself, I am wiser than this man. Neither of us probably knows anything that is really good, but he thinks he has knowledge when he has not, while I, having no knowledge, do not think I have. Love is born into every human being. It calls back the halves of our original nature together. It tries to make one out of two and heal the wound of human nature. The soul takes nothing with her to the next world but her education and her culture. At the beginning of the journey to the next world, one's education and culture can either provide the greatest assistance or else act as the greatest burden to the person who has just died. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. Nothing beautiful without struggle. I would teach children music, physics, and philosophy, but most importantly music, for the patterns in music and all the arts are the keys to learning. A hero is born among 100, a wise man is found among 1,000, but an accomplished one might not be found even among 100,000 men. For this feeling of wonder shows that you are a philosopher, since wonder is the only beginning of philosophy. Poets utter great and wise things which they do not themselves understand. Love is the pursuit of the whole. Any man may easily do harm, but not every man can do good to another. The first and best victory is to conquer self. True friendship can exist only between equals. How could they see anything but the shadows if they were never allowed to move their heads? Man is a being in search of meaning. Either we shall find what it is we are seeking, or at least we shall free ourselves from the persuasion that we know what we do not know. No wealth can ever make a bad man at peace with himself. The society we have described can never grow into a reality or see the light of day, and there will be no end to the troubles of states, or indeed, my dear Glaucon, of humanity itself, till philosophers become rulers in this world, or till those we now call kings and rulers really and truly become philosophers, and political power and philosophy thus come into the same hands. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. No human thing is of serious importance. The difficulty, my friends, is not in avoiding death, but in avoiding unrighteousness, for that runs faster than death. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. He was a wise man who invented God. Excess of liberty, whether it lies in state or individuals, seems only to pass into excess of slavery. All is flux, nothing stays still. Moneymakers are tiresome company, as they have no standard but cash value. The man who makes everything that leads to happiness depends upon himself and not upon other men, has adopted the very best plan for living happily. This is the man of moderation, the man of manly character and of wisdom. Wise men talk because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. Ideas are the source of all things. Knowledge is the food of the soul. Share your favorite quote in the comments and let's inspire each other.